So we'll just start as always at the top of the mat, and we'll just find our standing athletic position before we come down to our spinal warm-up. So just taking the spine, moving it through all the different directions that it's designed for to keep it healthy and well. And then we'll go through our warm-up just to get the soft tissues warmed up and increase the elasticity of the muscles before we come on to some slightly longer holds. So coming to the top of the mat, just lining up your ankles, your knees and hips, and press strongly through both the feet and weight evenly through both feet. So 50% on both feet. Hands on the hips, and we'll just do a couple of above pelvic tilts to mobilize the lower back and just help to find this nice neutral position, alignment of the pelvis. So as you inhale, just begin to arch the lower back. And as you exhale, tuck the tailbone under. Good, and 2 more times. Inhale as you arch the lower back, just compressing the lower back. As you exhale, tuck the tailbone under, flattening and stretching the lower back. And 1 more time. Inhale, arch the lower back. Exhale, tucking under. Good. And then just find somewhere between the 2 of those. You've got a nice neutral position of the pelvis. And this is the position of the pelvis that you pretty much want to stay in through all the postures, unless I ask you to do differently. Okay, and then just shrug the shoulders back and down away from you. Maybe just do that a couple of times. You all sound like you've had busy days, busy weekends, so just ease out any tension from the shoulders and around the neck. And then we'll just do our 3 focus breaths, so standing tall, lifting the crown of the head, and we'll come into our 3 focus breaths. Good. So when you're ready, breathing in, 2, 3, and out, 2, 3. Breathing in, 2, 3, and out, 2, 3. Final time, breathing in, 2, 3. And this time as you breathe out, drop the chin down towards the chest, begin to round through the upper back, the mid back, the lower back, rolling down, nice easy forward fold. So bend the knees, we're going to come back up again this time. So this time as you breathe in, press strongly through the feet and just reversing that. So just tucking the tailbone under and just moving through the lower back, the mid back, upper back. As your head lifts, your arms reach up towards the ceiling, coming into a full body stretch. And again, exhale, bringing the arms out and down, tuck the chin in towards the chest, just rolling through the spine. So just mobilizing through the spine, just easing out any tension through the back of the body. So keep it nice and relaxed. We're just warming up. Tuck the tailbone under as you begin to roll all the way back up the spine. Good. So just trying to move through each and every vertebra individually in the right order. Arms reaching up towards the ceiling. Final time. As you exhale, tucking the chin in towards the chest and rolling through the spine. Good. So upper body completely relaxed, head and neck completely relaxed. Bend the knees deeply and send yourself all the way back onto the mat. Coming into a basic crook position, just lining up the ankles, the knees and hips once more, and just checking in that your feet are facing forward. And shrug your shoulders back and down away from you, arms at the side of your body, head in line with the spine. So we're going to roll up and down the spine, start to articulate the spine. The knees stay level throughout. Good. So when you're ready, inhale. And as you exhale, press strongly through the feet. Begin to roll up the spine, lifting from the tailbone, the lower back, mid back, upper back, lifting into a gentle back bend. Inhale at the top of the lift, and as you exhale, slowly rolling all the way back down. Good. So just replacing each and every vertebra in the correct order. And again, inhale. As you exhale, pressing strongly through the feet. Tuck the tailbone under. Begin to roll up the spine. Just keep the tuck under the tailbone. That's just going to stop you from feeling it in the lower back. And slowly rolling all the way back down. Knees staying nice and level, feet pressing strongly into the mat. Just going to do that 1 more time. Inhale at the bottom of the lift. As you exhale, pressing strongly into the feet. Tuck the tailbone under. Begin to roll up the spine. So you're just lifting the chest, the ribs up towards the ceiling. Inhale at the top of the lift. And as you exhale, rolling all the way back down. Good. So just mobilizing the spine. And as you feel your tailbone connect to the ground, take the hands behind the head. We're just going to come into the back of the neck stretch. So inhale here, and as you exhale, begin to pull the chin in towards the chest until you feel a stretch in the back of the neck. So it's not a sit-up. Good. And then release the head back down 1 more time. Inhale as you exhale, pulling the chin in towards the chest. And this time it might feel nice just to turn the head from side to side gently. So just moving the stretch around the different muscles of the neck. And then releasing the head back down. Good. Arms coming back out to the side. Keep the knees bent, but walk the feet a little bit further apart. I'm just going to mobilize the lower back. So inhale as you exhale, the knees roll over towards the right. So just turning the lower back. Inhale, knees to center. Exhale, knees over towards the left. So you might feel this on the outside of the hips if your hips are a little bit tight and restricted. Once more on each side. Inhale to center. Exhale, knees over towards the right. And final time, inhale to center. Exhale, knees all the way towards the left. Good. And then bring the knees back to center one more time and draw the knees into the chest. And we're just going to lengthen out the lower back. So just coming into some lumbar flexion. So your hands are on the knees as you inhale. As you exhale, draw the knees into the chest until you feel a stretch and sensations in the lower back. Inhale, knees away from you, so just coming off the stretch. As you exhale, drawing them back in towards you. And one more time, inhale, knees away. Exhale, draw the knees into the chest. Good. So just lengthening out the lower back. You've got left hand on left knee, right hand on right knee, and just going to draw big circles with the knees. So taking the knees away from you, drawing a big circle with the knees. Inhale as you draw them back up the midline of the body. Good. So you're going to do it 3 times in one direction and then changing directions. So we're just warming up the joints, the hip joints. Good. And then changing direction here. So just noticing how it feels in your hips before we come into the rest of the session. And just notice the differences on the left and right side. Good, and then hands underneath the thighs. We're just going to start to roll up and down the spine. So just keeping the knees nice and close to the chest, rolling up and down the spine, just massaging the tissues of the spine as you go. Final time. And eventually coming all the way up to sitting. So I'm just going to turn so you can see me. So once again, lining up the ankles, knees and hips. And we're going to take our spinal rotations. We want to feel the rotation in the spine. So keep the hips and the knees nice and level. So you're going to inhale as you exhale, just rotating around towards the right. So turning the ribs, the chest towards the right. Inhale back to center, keeping your spine nice and tall. Exhale as you send the ribs, the chest towards the left. And once more on each side. Inhale to center, exhale round towards the right. Inhale to center, exhale as you turn the torso towards the left. Good, and back to center, coming into our lateral flexion. So left hand into the mat, inhale as you reach the right arm up, exhale as you reach up and over towards the left. Good, inhale back to center, exhale in the opposite direction. Just get some length and space in the side of the body. Inhale to center, exhale back over towards the left. Final time, inhale to center, exhale towards the right. Good, we're almost done with our warm up. So hands on the mat and just roll the knees from side to side to just get a bit of internal, external rotation through the hips. So again, this might feel really good for you, or it might feel quite tight, restricted around the hips. And if it does, you probably need to do it a bit more often. Good. And then when you're ready, coming into your tabletop position. So coming into all fours, spreading your fingers nice and wide. You want your wrists below your shoulders, your knees below your hips. And we're going to come into our cat-cow. So just mobilizing the spine a bit more. As you inhale, lift the tailbone, begin to roll up the spine, lift the chest, lift the gaze. As you exhale, tuck the tailbone under, round through the spine, tucking the chin to chest. 2 more times. Inhale as you lift the tailbone, roll up the spine, lift the chest, lift the gaze. Exhale, tuck the tailbone under, round from the lower back, the mid back, upper back, tucking chin to chest. 1 final time. Inhale as you lift the tailbone, roll up the spine. So just creating some space through all the vertebra. And tuck the tailbone under, round the spine, tucking chin to chest. Coming back into a neutral spine, just take some circles with the hips. So just go in one direction then the other. So there's no right or wrong way of doing this. It's just finding those tight restricted areas in your own body and just moving into it. So just get a little bit of space and freedom in those tight areas. Good. And then come back to a neutral spine. We're going to come back into a little bit more thoracic rotation with our thread the needle. So you're going to press the right palm into the mat. Try and keep the hips level as you reach the left arm up towards the ceiling. So it might not come all the way up, that's fine. Inhale here, and as you exhale, you're going to thread it under your opposite arm as you bring the left side of the head towards the mat. We're going to come in and out of it. Inhale as you press through the right palm, extend the left arm back up towards the ceiling. Exhale as you thread it all the way through. Good. And one more time. Inhale as you reach the arm, turn the ribs, the chest towards the left. Exhale, threading it through, and maybe holding it this time for a few breaths. So let the left side of the head rest on the ground, and the left arm that's resting on the ground, just have it completely relaxed. So just making sure it's relaxed around your chest, your shoulders. Good, and then to come out of it, press into the right hand 1 more time, reach the left arm back up towards the ceiling and replace it to the ground, ready to take that on the other side. So this time, inhale as you reach the right arm up towards the ceiling. Exhale as you thread it all the way underneath the left arm. Good, 2 more times. Inhale as you extend. Exhale, threading it through. Good. So just rotating through the thoracic spine. And final time, inhale, reaching up. Exhale and over. Good. So we often get quite restricted in this area, so you really need to free it up, get it moving. Good. And extending it up one final time to come out of it, reaching it towards the ceiling and replacing it back on the mat. Walk the hands forwards, drop the hips forwards and come all the way down towards the ground. Bring the sides of the feet together. The pelvis is going to stay grounded, lower ribs stay on the ground. Glide the forearms forward. The elbow is going to be a couple of inches in front of the shoulders. That's just going to make sure the ribs can stay on the ground. And you're going to inhale, and as you exhale, begin to lift the chest, coming into your thoracic extension. Externally rotate your shoulders back and down away from you, and then lift the chest up and forward. Good. Just making sure your lower ribs are on the ground. That's going to stop you compressing in the lower back. So we don't want to feel it here. We want to feel it in the mid upper back. Good. And relax the forehead back down. This time bringing a little bit of strength work into it. If it doesn't feel good for you, bring the forearms back to the ground. Otherwise, you're going to inhale, and as you exhale, you're going to engage the glutes, pull the abdominal wall in as you lift the upper body. So the forearms are coming up with you this time too. Inhale as you reach the arms forward, stay nice and engaged through the torso. Exhale, pull the elbows back. Good, 2 more times. Inhale, reach the arms forward. Exhale and back. Good, final time. Inhale, reaching forward. Exhale and back, holding here for a breath. And now lower all the way back down, forehead connected to the ground. Just take a moment to allow your spine to come back into balance. So just give it a chance to relax for a moment. Quite a lot of strength work on the spine there. And now bring the hands underneath the shoulders. Again, stay nice and engaged through the torso as you roll over the knees. It might feel a little bit vulnerable in your lower back, so stay nice and engaged to protect it. Bring in your hips to your heels, reach your arms forwards, coming into your extended child pose. Good. So you're reaching forward through the arms and back through the tailbone, so you start to decompress the spine. So just creating some length and space along the spine. And then coming into our side bends from here. So inhale, and as you exhale, walk the hands over towards the right. The hips are going to stay on the heels so that you feel the bends, the stretch through the sides of the body. Good. Inhale, hands back to center. Exhale, hands all the way over towards the left. Really reaching the right hand over to the left hand so that you feel it in your lower back. Just lengthening out those tight restricted areas. And back to center once more. And coming back up into tabletop. Ready to come into a little bit of core stability work. So this is when we start to train the abdominal wall to have the strength and ability to hold our pelvis and spine in a neutral position. It's really important to do. So extend your left leg behind you and lifting it up so that it's in line with your spine. Good. So you don't want to take it any higher and come into any back extension. Good. And then reaching through the opposite hand. So it's opposite leg, opposite hands. Abdominal walls drawing on. So nice and engaged. The obliques are pulling the ribs down. Good. So from here, you're going to inhale, and as you exhale, begin to bring the knee and the elbow to meet underneath your body without any rotation of the hips. Good. Inhale as you reach the arm and leg away from you, nice and controlled as you exhale, really engaging the muscles in the torso, bringing the knee and the elbow to meet. One final time. Inhale as you reach the arm and leg away. Exhale, bringing it back into meet. And replacing the hands and the knee down. Good. So taking that on the other side. So this time extending the opposite leg. Just checking that there's no rotation of the hips before you start. So flexing the foot's facing downwards, extending the opposite arm. So your job is to try and resist any lateral or rotational shifts of the pelvis. So inhale as you exhale, begin to bring the knee and the elbow into meet. Good. And extend them away. So the slower you go, the harder it is to do it. Good. Inhale, exhale, bring the elbow and the knee into meet. And one final time. Good. So reaching opposite arm, opposite legs. The training to hold your pelvis in this position when you're running. And replace the knee and the hand back down. Walk the hands forward, drop the hips back to the ground, back onto the ground. Hands under the shoulders. Inhale as you exhale, press through the hands, just lifting into a slightly deeper back bend. And back down to the mat. Press through the palms as you roll over the knees, send the hips back, coming into child pose just for a breath, and back into tabletop. Good. So we're just going to come into the little flow we've done a few times. It starts to really strengthen and lengthen the back of the body. So you're going to tuck your toes under, and again, you want to find that core stability throughout. So you're going to inhale and lift the knees and hover them an inch off the ground. So the closer they are to the ground, the harder it is to do. Good. So inhale here. As you exhale, hips lift up and back, coming into down dog. So we haven't lifted out the back of the legs yet, so just keep your knees bent here. As you inhale, rolling forwards, coming into a plank. So it's like this rolling forwards, wave-like motion through the spine. Exhale, coming back into your downward dog. Good. And one more time, inhale, rolling forwards, coming into a plank. So you want to feel nice and stable, nice and strong. Exhale, downward dog. Good. This time as you inhale, begin to lower your knees back to the ground, just hovering them an inch off the ground. And now release the knees, untuck the toes, take a breath in child pose, and then we're going to go through that one more time. Good. So coming back up, ready to go through that again. Good. So tucking the toes under. Again, just engaging the abdominal wall, pulling the obliques down so that it pulls the lower rib down so you're nice and engaged with your torso. Toes tucking under. Inhale as you lift the knees off the ground. Good. So you want to feel nice and strong and stable here. As you exhale, hike the hips up and back, down dog. Inhale, rolling forwards, coming into plank. So your pelvis is staying neutral. It's not going to roll from side to side. Exhale, downward facing dog. And again, inhale, rolling forwards, coming into your plank, feeling nice and strong. Exhale, down dog. Good. I have no idea how many we've done. Inhale as you begin to lower the knees down to the mat. And then drop the knees, untuck toes, come into child pose. And we're going to make our way back into downward dog and start to make our way up to our standing positions. Good. So sending your hips up and back away from you, or just spend a moment to find the position of downward dog. Now spread your fingers nice and wide, middle finger facing forward. Your hands are shoulder distance apart, your feet are hip distance apart. And you'll strengthen your arms, pressing the torso back towards the thighs. Bending the right knee as you reach the left heel towards the mat, increasing the stretch to the back of the left leg. Breathing in and out. Changing sides. Breathing in and out. Good. Now lifting high onto the balls and toes of your feet. Breathing in, breathing out as you reach the heels towards the mat. Just one time. And then bend the knees, soften the elbows, and walk the feet to the top of the mat. Coming into a nice easy forward fold. So again, knees nice and soft, upper body completely floppy. Take hold of opposite elbows and gently sway from side to side. Good. And then release the hands to the mat, press strongly through the feet, tuck the tailbone under and begin to roll up the spine, stacking through each and every vertebra in the correct order, arms reaching up towards the ceiling as you inhale. As you exhale, whoo, hands to the sides. Good. So I'm nice and warmed up. Hopefully you guys are. So we're going to come through bigger movements, bigger muscle groups now. So once again, just find your standing position. So lining up the ankles and the knees and the hips, hands at the side of the body. Inhale, reach the arms up towards the ceiling. Exhale, coming into your forward fold. Good. Stepping back with the left foot, so you're coming into a low runner's lunge. So you're on the balls and toes of the back foot and your front foot is completely grounded. Good. Your hips are facing forward. You're going to feel a stretch through the hip flexors on the left side. So ready to come into our thoracic rotations. The inhale to prepare, and as you exhale, turn the ribs and the chest towards the left. Good. Inhale the hand back to the ground. Exhale, turn the ribs and the chest towards the right. So extending the right arm up towards the ceiling. And hand to the mat. Dropping the back knee down. Increasing the stretch in the hip flexors now. So keep the tailbone tucking under. As you inhale, arms reaching up towards the ceiling. Good. The pelvis is moving forward. We're not compressing into the lower back. Good. So inhale as you reach through the fingertips, just getting this lovely deep stretch through the anterior chain. And then swinging the arms round and down, framing the foot. And we're going to take it into the hamstring on the right side. So inhale as you lift the chest. As you exhale, send your weight back, peeling the right toes off the floor just until you feel a stretch in the hamstring. Inhale, sending your weight forward. You're going to feel it in the hip flexors again on the left side. As you exhale, sending the weight back, peeling the toes off, feeling it in the hamstring on the right side. Keep your hips nice and level. Inhale forward one final time. This time sweep the arms back up towards the ceiling. Hip flexor lunge and release the hands to the side of the body. Right hand's going to rest on the right thigh. Inhale, reach the left arm up. As you exhale, just hinging over towards the right. So again, the hips are staying level so that you feel it on the outside of the hips. You're just coming into an adductor stretch. Good. One more breath. And release the hand back down. Frame the foot at the top of the mat. Tuck the back toes under, coming off the back knee. Stepping the front foot all the way back. So you're back in your plank position. Keep the elbows hugging in nice and tight towards the body as you lower down in a straight line with control all the way down to the mat. Forearms glide forwards, bringing the feet together, pelvis stay grounded. Inhale as you exhale, coming into a thoracic extension. Shoulders rolling back and down away from you, good. And release back to the mat. Hands coming under the shoulders, toes tucking under, rolling over the knees, hike the hips up and back, and we're back in our downward facing dog, good. So just holding here for a breath or two now, so bend the knees if that feels better for you, or just pedal through the feet, good. It doesn't feel good for a lot of people actually to hold the legs statically and hold them straight. It can cause a lot of pulling in the lower back or behind the knee. Good, so we want to lengthen out the back of the body. We don't want to make it upset. Good. And now everyone bending their knee and step or walk the feet to the top of the mat, coming back into your forward fold. Tuck the tailbone under, press strongly through the feet as you begin to roll all the way up the spine, arms reaching up towards the ceiling as you inhale. As you exhale, coming straight into the next round, so coming straight back into a forward fold, and this time stepping back with the opposite foot, stepping back with the right foot, good. So on the balls and toes of the right foot, your front foot's grounded, but the weight's still evenly distributed through both the feet. The knees and the hips are facing forward. So you want to feel this in the hip flexors on the right side now. Good, so inhale to prepare, and as you exhale, you're going to turn the ribs and the chest towards the right, reaching the right arm up towards the ceiling. Inhale, hand back to the ground, without the hips and the knees moving at all, reaching the left arm up towards the ceiling, good. Hand coming back to the mat, release the back knee down, nice and strong through the torso as you reach the arms up towards the ceiling. So the torso staying nice and neutral, good. So really reaching through the fingertips as you get some length and space along the spine, really stretching the front of the body too. And hands coming all the way back and down, sending the stretch to the back of the left leg now. So inhale as you lift the chest. As you exhale, just sending your weight back, peeling the left toes off the floor until you feel a gentle stretch in the back of the hamstring. Inhale, coming forwards. Exhale and back. Good. So we're just gliding on and off the stretch, just preparing the muscle to become more flexible. Inhale forward. Exhale back. Good. Final time here, and this time as you come forward, you're going to inhale, reach through the arms one more time, and then release the hands down to the side of the body, staying strong through the torso, left hand resting on the thigh. Inhale, right arm up, and exhale as you reach up and over towards the left. Good. Keep the shoulder drawing back, so the focus, the awareness wants to be on the outside of the hip on the right side. And then bringing the hands all the way back and down, framing the foot once more, tuck the back toes under, lifting off the knee, stepping the front foot all the way back into our plank, lowering down in a straight line, all the way down to the mat, untucking the toes, forearms drawing forward, bring the feet together, pelvis staying grounded. Inhale as you exhale, coming back into your Sphinx pose, your thoracic extension, good. So lifting through the chest, shoulders drawing back and down, away from the ears, and all the way back down to the mat. Hands coming underneath the shoulders, toes tucking under, rolling over the knees, hiking the hips up and back, so you're back in your downward facing dog. Good, really nice. So hopefully everyone's feeling super warm now. Can feel everything getting nice and warmed up, ready for the rest of the session. So from here, just breathing in, just slowing the breath back down, bending the knees again if you need to, pedal the feet from the side to side, and breathing out. Good. One more slow, calm breath, breathing in and out. Good. And then bend the knees and walk or step the feet to the top of the mat, coming into your forward folds. As you inhale, press strongly through the feet, begin to roll up the spine, arms reaching up towards the ceiling. And exhale, hands to the side of the body. Nice, well done everybody. So again, just roll through the shoulders if that feels good for you. We're going to come straight into our next flow while we're all nice and warmed up. And we're just going to bring the attention now to the quads and the adductors, and maybe some other stuff too. I'll let you know as we go. So this time, stepping back with the left foot. Again, the hips are staying facing forwards. We've got no rotation whatsoever at the hips, and they're going to stay facing forwards until we turn to the side of the mat. Tailbone tucking under, you're nice and neutral in the torso, hands crossing across the shoulders. As you inhale, standing tall, straightening the legs. As you exhale, begin to bend the knees, bringing them into 90-degree angles-ish. And inhale, standing tall. Exhale, bending knees. Good. So you want to feel it in the quads, not in the knee or below the knee. One more time. Inhale, standing tall. Exhale, bending the knees. Good. Inhale here. And this time as you exhale, just rotating the torso over the bent knee. Good. And back to center once more. Dropping the back heel to the mat. Lining up the heels. Taking the feet nice and wide. Feet are facing the corners of the mat. Going to come into our reductor squats first. So inhale as you reach the arms towards the ceiling. As you exhale, bend the knees, drawing the arms round and down in a circle till you feel a stretch in your adductors. Good, 2 more times. Inhale, reaching up through the fingertips. Exhale and down, staying strong through the feet. 1 more time. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, coming down. Good, stay neutral in the torso. And this time, straightening the legs once more. This time, the arms are coming out wide so that they're parallel to the floor. You're going to keep the back foot where it is, but turn the front foot to face the top of the mat once more. Good. So just facing whichever way you were to start with, the top of the mat. We're going to come into our triangle pose. So you're going to inhale as you reach the arm forward. And as you exhale, the front arm's resting on the thighs. So the legs are staying straight, but you may need a bit of a softness in the knee. The back arm's reaching up towards the ceiling. So the arms are parallel with each other if possible. The shoulders are relaxed from the ears. So we're strengthening the lateral muscles now that are going to help with limiting rotation, excessive rotation. Good. The back hip is drawing back, but the front leg, make sure that the ankle, the knee, and the hips stay in alignment. So this is a really good strengthening and lengthening posture. It's a good staple posture for runners. It really targets lots of your running hotspots. It might feel really horrible to do. Good. So your torso stays nice and strong. Your obliques are working hard. And inhale back to standing. Good. Feet staying where they are, but bending the front knee. Drop the forearm onto the front thigh and draw the back arm up and over, coming into extended side angle pose. Good. So again, you want to be pressing strongly through both the feet. So the feet are staying grounded. You're reaching up and over with your hands. You're going to feel a deep stretch down the side of your body. You might even feel it across the top of your hip, maybe even down the side of the thigh. Good. You're going to feel it in your groins as well. Good. So if you have got restriction in your adductors, you might feel really tightly. So we're going to hold this one for another breath or two. So really building strength in the body, building strength in the legs. Final breath. Good. And now bringing yourself all the way back up to standing. And then you're going to turn onto the balls and toes of the back foot, coming back into a runner's lunge, but this time a high runner's lunge. Good. So bringing the hands back up towards the ceiling, back leg straight. And then bring the hands back down to the mat. So you're framing the foot, so you're back in a low runner's lunge now. And then step the front foot all the way back, coming into your plank. And then this time you're going to lower halfway down to the mat. And then you're going to roll over the toes, press through the palms, lifting into an upward dog. So it's a deeper back bend now. Good. So the wrists are still below the shoulders. And then tuck the toes under, reach the hips up and back, downward facing dog. So downward dog starts to feel like a rest pose. But if it doesn't and you want to drop to your knees into child pose, please do. Otherwise, holding here as you breathe in and out. As always, bend the knees or pedal the feet if that feels better for you. Breathing in and out. And then soften the knees, soften the elbows, walk or step the feet to the top of the mat, coming into your forward fold. Tuck the tailbone under, press strongly through the feet as you roll up the spine, arms reaching up towards the ceiling. And exhale, hands down to the sides. Good. So it's a tough one today, building a lot of strength in the legs as well as lengthening out the muscle. Good. So I'm just changing directions so you can see me, but you guys can stay where you are. So this time we're stepping back with the right foot. So you're on the balls and toes of the right foot. Sorry, I just had to remember what we've done then. I thought I'd already got you doing this. Crossing the hands over the chest, good. Nice and strong in the torso. You're going to inhale as you stand tall. As you exhale, hips stay facing forward as you bend into the knees until you start to feel a stretch in the quads, good. 2 more times, inhale, standing tall. Exhale, bending the knees, nice. And 1 more time, inhale, lifting tall, staying strong through the legs. Exhale, bending the knees. This time, staying where you are. Rotate the torso over the left knee. And back to center. Dropping the back heel. So you're coming back into a wide stance. Heels lining up. This time your feet are going to face forward a little bit. And you're going to come into a nice, easy forward fold. So coming to the fingertips if you can. Your fingertips might not reach the ground. Bend the knees if you need to. It doesn't really matter. And then coming onto the left fingertips, as you breathe in, lengthen the torso, breathe out. Breathe in. And this time as you breathe out, reach the right arm up behind you. So you're turning the ribs, the chest towards the ceiling. So it doesn't really matter where your arm goes. It's more about getting some thoracic rotation. So really turning the ribs, the chest towards the right. You're pressing strongly through the feet. Your hips, your knees, your ankles are in alignment, your hips are staying level, your back is staying neutral. Good, and then bringing that hand down to the ground. Now coming onto the right fingertips, breathe in and lengthen the torso, and breathe out. Breathe in to prepare, and this time as you breathe out, turning the chest towards the left, the arm can follow, but the movement is coming from the spine, not from the shoulder, good. So release the shoulder from the ear, just notice if you're hunching up around the shoulder, the hips staying nice and level, good. Coming into wide leg rotation. You're going to feel it in your hamstrings and your adductors as well. There's a lot going on here. And release the hand back to the mat. Bring the hands to the hips, bend the knees, tuck the tailbone under, roll all the way back up to standing. Back foot can stay where it is. Front foot is turning to face the top of the mat, ready to come into triangle on the other side. Extending the arms wide, palms are open. As you inhale, start to bring the front arm forward. As you exhale, the front arm's dropping somewhere along the front leg and you're drawing the back arm up and over. Good, so if you're in through, you could have be in the middle of 2 panes of glass. I'm not sticking the bum out, not sticking the chest out. You're nice and engaged through the torso to support your spine. Your obliques are working hard, reaching the fingertips away from each other. You're gonna feel this down the side of your body. 1 more breath. Really building strength in the body. Nice and engaged through the abdomen as you bring yourself back up to standing. Legs staying where they are, but bending the front knee, coming into extended side angle. So front forearm resting on the thigh, bringing your back arm up and over. So if this feels like too much of a deep stretch, if you're just not feeling it today, bring the hands instead of the forearm on the front thigh, and that will just give you a little bit more space and freedom. Good, otherwise reaching the back arm up and over, just checking that you're pressing strongly through the back foot, you're not rolling onto the inside of the foot at all. Good, feeling it in the groins, keep the back hip drawing back, but making sure that the knee, the ankle stays in a good alignment. Good, 1 more breath here. And then bringing yourself all the way back up to standing. You're going to windmill the front arm all the way up in front of you, up towards the ceiling, coming back onto the balls and toes of the back foot. Front foot nice and strong and grounded, high runner's lunge, reaching through the fingertips, and then swinging the arms all the way down to frame the foot at the top of the mat. Stepping the front foot all the way to the back, coming into your plank. Begin to lower halfway down. Tuck the toes under, lifting into your up dog, just checking in that you're not compressing your lower back. And then rolling back over your toes as you lift the hips up and back, downward facing dog. Well done, guys. Breathing in and out. 1 more time. So take this opportunity to slow the breath back down. Check back in with yourself and how you're feeling physically. Here, breathing in and out. And then soften the knees and elbows, walk or step the feet to the top of the mat, coming into your forward fold. As you inhale, arms reach up towards the ceiling. Exhale, hands down to the side. Good. And again, inhale, arms reaching towards the ceiling. Exhale, hands coming out and down into a forward fold. This time as you inhale, hands are going to rest on your shins, flatten your back. Exhale, hands back to the ground. Step back,
into your plank. Lower all the way down to the mat, coming all the way down. Good. Hands interlacing behind you, feet together, pelvis rounded. Inhale as you exhale, draw the palms away from you. So just stretching through the chest, the pectoral muscles. And back down. Good. Hands coming onto the shoulders, rolling over the knees and coming back into child pose. Good. So you can take the knees wide, have the toes touching, and then you're going to feel it in your thighs, your adductors. If that doesn't feel nice, if you don't want to do that, just bring the knees together. So just choose the position that maybe feels better to relax in. Good. This is just a nice way to start to lengthen these muscles. It's a passive stretch. So you want to relax your breathing now. Really slow it down. We hold passive stretches a little bit longer. We do it when we're nice and warmed up. So it's at the end of the session. And you really want to slow your breath down so the muscles can respond by lengthening, relaxing, and letting go. Good. So just tuning back in with the breath to start to regulate it. Maybe inhaling and exhaling for a count of 3. Good. Final breath. And then walk your hands up towards you. Bring the feet out to the sides. Ready to make our way down to the mat for our final stretch or so. So hands coming out to the side. Begin to roll all the way down the mat. Just rolling through each and every vertebra. Just checking you're using your core, not your chest, not your shoulders, not clenching your jaw. Good. And as you feel the back of the head connect to the ground, draw the knees into the chest, hug around the knees, and gently rock from side to side, or maybe just take some little circles of the knees, just keeping the knees together this time, so you're just massaging the lower back, around the spine. Going in one direction and then changing direction. So this should feel good, it should feel nice. And then sending the left leg away from you. So you're just squeezing the right knee in towards the chest now. So the left leg's extended to the top of the mat, just squeezing the right knee. So just stretching the glute, the upper hamstring. We'll just come into a stretch from here, tongue twister. The left hand is just resting on the outside of the right knee. You're going to extend your right arm out away from you, so it's parallel to your shoulder. Inhale, and as you exhale, begin to draw the right knee over towards the left side. So you're just twisting, rotating through the spine, but you're also going to feel this on the outside of the hip, on the abductors, on the right side. Yeah, so maybe closing your eyes now so you can really relax into the posture, into the movement. Good. If there's anywhere that's calling to you, just move. So if there's a bit that just doesn't feel good, if you're feeling in your spine, particularly any shearing in your spine, just bring your right hand and place it on your chest, and that will just come out, bring you out of the twist a little bit, so it'll just feel much better for some people. Good. And then bringing yourself back to center. So bring your knees back to center, hug both the knees into your chest again. And then we'll just finish with that on the other side. So this time, sending the right leg away from you, just relaxing it onto the mat. Draw the left knee in towards the body. So just get that stretch in the upper hamstring, the glute first. Good. And then you're going to take the left hand and extend it away from you. Right hand is just resting on the outside of the left knee, and draw the knee over your body all the way to the other side. So it may or may not touch the ground. It doesn't really matter. An abductor stretch is the same whether your knee comes to the ground or not, because you're going to feel it just as much. Not really important where it ends up. Again, if you feel this in your spine, if it doesn't feel good, just bring the left hand and rest it on the chest, and that will just take you out of the rotation in the spine a little bit. Otherwise, if it feels okay, just feeling or bringing your awareness to the outside of the hip on the left side. Notice how it's feeling. One final breath. Then bring yourself back to center. Hug the knees into the chest one final time. And then prepare to come into your final resting position. And we're just going to be there for a couple of breaths. So just finding a position that feels good for you. So you might want to keep the soles of the feet on the floor, knees bent. That might feel better for your back. If it feels nice to have the legs extended to the top of the mat, then please take that. It's just whatever feels good. You can lie on your side, you can lie on your tummy. So just find a position that your body can relax in. Maybe just resting the arms at the side of your body, palms facing up, fingers gently curling in. Roll the back of your head from side to side a few times. So just finding a position with your head that feels comfortable. Bringing it to stillness. Allow your ankles and feet to roll out to the sides if your legs are extended. And if it feels good for you, you can close your eyes or soften your gaze. But if you don't wish to, that's fine. Softening your jaw. Relaxing your forehead. And allow your shoulders to melt down into the mat beneath you. For these next few moments, there's nothing to do, there's nowhere to be, we're not trying to achieve anything, we're not trying to do anything. Just give yourself permission to completely relax and let go. It's just as important to bring ourselves to this place of rest so that our body can heal and recover, our muscles can recover, so that we can continue to do the things that we want to do. Just allow a feeling of complete relaxation to wash over your entire body. And as you do so, just notice how your muscles respond by beginning to relax. Your feet and toes relax. Your legs relax. Your hips, your lower back, all completely relaxed. Your shoulders, your arms, hands and fingers, all completely relaxed. Your jaw, your forehead, the muscles of your face. And as your body begins to relax and let go, just notice how your mind will follow. Just begin to quieten down a little bit. Enjoy this moment of stillness. Allow your breathing to be deep and balanced. Feeling the gentle rise and fall of your abdomen with each inhale and exhale. Keep your mind focused. Count back from 5 to 1. Just counting your breaths. So inhale and exhale 5. Inhale and exhale 4. Continue until you get to 1. Final breath. And begin to bring some gentle movement back into your body by wiggling into fingers and toes, circling ankles and wrists. And if it feels good for you, maybe coming into a full body stretch, or just waking your body up enough to come off the mat and just go into the rest of your evening. So just reaching through the tips of the fingers down into the tips of the toes, and then draw the knees in towards the chest. Hug around the knees, gently rock from side to side. Eventually find yourself on the right side of your body in a version of your recovery position. This just allows your body, your mind, your breath to come back into balance, to regulate your rest and digest response. This is the place we need to be for good immunity, digestion, sleep. Good. And then when you're ready, bringing yourself up into a comfortable seated position, whatever that means for you. And just feeling nice and balanced through both the sit bones, sitting nice and tall, crown of the head lifted, shoulders rolling back and down away from you. We'll just finish with a final breath, so interlacing the fingers, pushing the arms away from you. As you inhale, reach the palms up towards the ceiling, a full nourishing breath. As you exhale, just sighing away any tension. And we are there. Thank you all so much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed it. As always, if you have any questions, I'm going to come and unmute you all, so fire away.